Hello, everybody. So today we're going to look at a couple different business models here. One from Circus de Soleil and one from Circus Vargas. Just going to do a little compare and contrast here. So going on to Circus de Soleil. Right now we're just going to give you a little brief description, kind of go over a little bit of their business model here. Really general overlay, kind of give a little bit of a sample of their unique value proposition. So the first thing about Circus de Soleil is they have multiple static venues. They perform at locations like hotels in Las Vegas or places like in Disney and Orlando. They also do travel around a little bit and they go from theater to theater, not so much the tent thing. But for the most part, they have static venues, static shows. Each one of those shows has its own theme. The shows are more serious than a traditional circus. They're more theater oriented, but they're mostly based around acrobatics and things like that. Um, it's more of a high end event. As we dive in a little bit later, you'll see kind of the ticket cost and things like that. It's something you get dressed up for. Um, really go to sit down and have a good time. It's not really a family thing, like I just said. It's something you more or less get dressed up for and go out to, and it's an event. And then lastly, there's not really any clowns in Circus de Soleil, which if we're talking about circuses, that's kind of an important thing. So going on to Circus Vargas, and a little bit of kind of what they're bringing to the table, their unique value proposition is they move from town to town. Circus Vargas is out here in California, and it's West Coast Circus. Each show is the same. You know, they have a repetitive show that they take from town to town. And unlike other traditional circus, Circus Vargas actually doesn't include animals or anything like that. They have clowns, magicians, acrobatics, things of that nature. So it is a little bit more family oriented. Um, the kids do get involved with it, which is kind of cool. It's an interactive thing. They bring kids out to the into some of the events, and they get the crowd involved in everything. It's quite a bit more affordable, and we'll kind of go over that into their cost analysis. And then, like I said too, it includes more than just acrobats in their performances. There is clowns in this, you know. Like I said, it is a circus, so clowns are important. Um, but yeah, they include, like I said before, magicians. You know, you have strong men, things like that. Fun family things. So, kind of going over into their cost structures and revenue streams. So, Circus de Soleil, most of their revenue is gained through ticket sales. And going down, you can see that their ticket sales start around $60, and that's if you're lucky. I was looking into a lot of their tickets, and for the next month, I really couldn't even find one under $150. In Las Vegas, anyways. I didn't dig too deep into Orlando and San Diego and other places where they have events, but just for what I could find in Vegas, I couldn't really find anything under $150 that was available for the time. But tickets do start around $60, which is still relatively expensive. The performers are well paid, and all the performers only do one job as far as things that they have to pay for. You know, the performers are probably one of the most costly things in a yearly scale to look at. And that falls right under the high production cost. They do have a lot of cool props and things that they use, like stage props and things like that that they use that do cost quite a bit of money. And then looking over at Circus Vargas, most of the revenue comes from concession sales and souvenirs. Their tickets only start around $30, and to be fair, they don't really get over $75. I mean, the best ticket in the house is probably gonna be right around that $75 market. So it is definitely, like we said before, it's more of a family event to go to Circus Vargas as opposed to Circus LA. kids are gonna have a little bit more fun time seeing all the things that the Circus Vargas has to offer. They could be loud and have a good time. As to where Circus de LA, you keep to yourself. You're not oohing and awing loudly and yelling and being excited and laughing at clowns and stuff. At Circus de LA, you sit back and you enjoy the show. Like where I said before, Circus Vargas, you're more into it. But anyways, back into the revenue streams and cost structures here. The performers at Circus Vargas, they do many jobs and they're not paid a tremendous amount. This keeps that cost structure, more on the low side because again, Circus Vargas isn't making nearly as much as Circus de Olay. So performers have to do, they'll do their, say if you're an acrobat, you may have to paint faces afterwards, which is one case I found, and then you may have to sell concessions as well. So, that is one of the cost structure differences that's huge between the two. Like we said before, Circus de LA performers are only doing one job. Circus Vargas performers are getting paid very well, and they're doing three or four jobs. So, in conclusion, both business models complement each other. I think Circus Vargas, since they don't use animals, they still have magicians, illusionists, clowns, and things like that. But it's really just a more family friendly version of Circus de LA to an extent. It's something you could take the kids to and things like that. As to where Circus de Olay is something you maybe want to take a date to. I don't know. Maybe you could take a fourth or fifth date to a regular Circus Vargas, but if you wanted to impress someone on a first date, you probably would end up taking them to a Circus de Olay versus a Circus Vargas. And then, like, going into this a little bit more, Circus de Olay has more of a has made going to the circus more of a high end, upscale event. You get dressed up to go to it. You bring out the nicest things. Maybe you get a limo, things like that. And then Circus Vargas has provided a fun environment for families. So that pretty much sums up the differences between the two business models. Going through here a couple of my references I've got. If you guys do get a chance, I read a great article about Circus Vargas off the LA Times, which is that bottom reference there. Definitely go check it out. Thanks for your time today.